Welcome back to Fairfax Pilates. I'm Brittany, and our workout today is on the Cadillac. We're going to do a 30-minute intermediate level full body workout routine. So go ahead and get your Cadillac or your tower ready to go, and let's begin. To begin our workout today, we're going to start with the push-through bar, one blue spring to the top, and we're going to place our feet against the vertical frame, both hands on the bar, and then slowly nod your head, round your back forward, and push the bar to or through the vertical frame, and just enjoy the stretch. Soften the knees to allow the stretch to sink into the back, and then return upright. We're going to do a nice generous bend of the knees and lean our body forward, little shoulder extension and across the upper back. Again, so flexing forward, softening the knees feels so nice here. And then we bring it all the way back, really concentrate on the lengthening of the upper back here. We'll move into saw. So one hand releases and stretches lateral. You're going to bring that arm around and towards the side. Let's leave the knees bent for the first round here. And then on the second one, same starting stretch, reaching lateral. And then as you bring it around, let's try to touch the frame with legs straight. If you can't reach the frame, grab the leg. And we'll switch sides. Inhale, you're going to reach the arm back and around, relaxing through the shoulders. And then exhale, you're going to bring the arm around, reaching for the opposite frame. Your knees stay soft. And let's do that again. Inhale, we take the arm reaching back and around. All your weight in your fingertips. And then around we go. Let's keep those legs straight this time. If you can reach the frame, do it, pressing the bar up with the opposing arm. All right, turning around, we're going to get some abs going here with this sit-up combo. Underhand grip, knees bent, and we're going to crunch forward. Let's pay attention in flexing the lower back here. And after a couple of crunches, let's kick it off with a leg slide. So one in and one out here. You're just maintaining that flexion of the lumbar area. And then you can play with just like that whole abs series here. So maybe those legs going from those leg slides up into that scissor-like movement. You can always do a tabletop version if you like, but I like to get right into it with some abs here. So scissoring the legs, one up and one down there, one up, one down. You're gonna just keep your body in that same fixed position. Perhaps the legs lower and lift as a team here. If your hip flexors are really angry, you can do a lateral rotation at the legs for a little relief in the hip flexor. Inhale down, exhale, lift. Down, exhale, lift. Yeah, let's do one or two more here. And then down we go. All right, flipping the hands over, coming right up into that teaser prep. Concentrating on the flexion of the lower back. Always, always concentrating on the low back. I'm just going to do some pulls here, bringing the elbows down, bar towards the forehead. And then let's just baby pulses, just curling the tail under and up. Tuck and rise. Tuck and rise. Keeping those toes pointed. Lengthening the legs here and all the way down. All right, one hand behind the head, knees bent. Flex over towards the bent elbow. You're leaving the legs absolutely still. We're getting thoracic mobility here in the upper back. So we're going to do 4 or 5 of these, then lengthen out the leg, and let's come up towards that extended leg. Up and across on that exhale breath. And again, exhale up and across. Now, lower and lift the leg. So you're just holding that rotation and flexion, and leg is lowering and lifting here. And then let's come back to flat, switching sides. So we have a hand behind the head, and then we get the flexion of the upper back. Rotating over towards the bent elbow. Exhale, up and across. And up and across. Now leg is long. We add the same thing with the leg. Exhale across. So just 4 here, and then we're gonna hold the flexion and lower and lift the leg. Whatever feels right here, keep your leg as long as you can, as low as you can take it without feeling it extend into the lower back. And then we're gonna bend the knee and flatten out the shoulders. Go back to that underhand grip, okay, and knees stay bent. We're gonna continue with that sit-up combo here. So knees tabletop, and we're gonna lengthen and bend. So like the feet have straps, right? So like reformer work, you're just bending in and out. Be mindful of the neck and shoulders. And then let's go up and roll, hover, and then we come right back up. So I'm coming down almost to finish, but not quite, and then lift. So there is a lot more work in not releasing at the bottom. So just get to that like hollow body hold and then up. Now, no hands. See if you can come down to that hollow hold, arms overhead, and then rise up, grabbing the bar. I love throwing in this mat-based teaser along with the tower work here. So coming down, I'm not resting my head or my feet, and then rising back up to that teaser, grabbing the bar, take it with you, hover, and then up we go. No hands. Slowly going down. See if you can hover, arms overhead is harder, and then up we go, grab that bar, and we are finished with those. Stretch forward and recover. Just enjoy that stretch. All right, let's keep it in the abs. We're gonna turn it around for some kneeling cat stretches here. So we're gonna measure out an arm's distance from push through bar, knees underneath the pelvis, arms press, head nod, flex the spine as you push the bar to or through the vertical frame, and then tucking the hips under, rolling your way back up to vertical. And again, exhale, forward flexion. Try to keep it slow and controlled, really engaging through the abs, feeling the triceps and the lats as you lengthen forward, and then we tuck and return upright. One more time. We're gonna flex forward, down we go. Lengthen, you can drop into neutral or extension there. And then all the way back up. All right, let's take it into some back extension. Start like a swan with your legs open wide. And then we're gonna float one arm above the bar and start kicking for swimming. And then the other arm kicking for swimming. So by floating one arm above the bar, you just get a little more upper back. So let's add a little something, bending the elbows in and out here while you just keep swimming, bending and reaching. Now try an arm out to the side. Maybe you're gonna keep the bar bending and pushing. Meanwhile, the legs are still swimming. We're gonna keep our pubic bone down, protect the lumbar spine, switching arms, bending and pushing. So the legs are just that same cadence. They're just bending and, or not bending, they're kicking the whole time here. And then both hands on. Now open up those feet and then let's rise to back extension. We come down. Let's stretch the shoulders, bar behind the head, forward arms, back extension. So in the back extension part, we want to make sure that we maintain that the pubic bone stays connected, keep the abs engaged. Pull the bar behind the head, lengthen forward, rise up. Down we go. And then let's turn over all to our side, okay? So we're setting up for side body twist. Arm is on the bar, you're near the front edge, hips, shoulders and ribs are stacked. Lateral flexion, and then we're gonna just lower it right back down. So let's just start with a little bit of balance work. You wanna press into the arm, feel the lat engagement, and then lateral flexion. Swim the legs, one forward, one back. One forward, one back. When the top leg is forward, it is more challenging to keep our balance. And then lower it down. Here we go, full side body twist. We laterally flex, pivot for teaser, reach to the feet, come back down onto our side, maintain that stability and balance, sideways, and then rest. We side flex, pivot to teaser, back down onto the side, find your balance, and return. Lift, exhale, teaser. Inhale back to the side, lying, hold the posture, and let it rest. Okay, I'm flipping on my back. You can flip however you choose, but get onto your side. Bottom arm is long, forward of the bar. And just start the lateral flexion. We're gonna lift our head and feet at the same time. Side flexion up, and then lower down. Exhale, rising up, and then down, up. And let's do that slow motion scissor here. One leg front, the other one back. Meanwhile, we're pressing into that lower arm and keeping the lift of the shoulder. And then let's pivot right into that teaser. Side, find your balance, and then reset. Head and feet lift. Pivot, reach for the feet like teaser. Back to your side lying position, hold and hover, and then release. Again, side flexion. Pivot, reach for the feet like teaser. Back to the side, find that position where you're balanced, and then let it go. Okay, we're gonna switch gears here a little. So now we're gonna actually remove the spring, but we're gonna stay at the push-through bar. So here we go with some love slash hate for the hamstrings. To prepare, we're gonna just do some regular bridges. So heels in line with the hips, and let's just roll through the spine. You're gonna start with the pubic bone, roll through your imprint, and then make your way up to a bridge. Scoop under, articulate to bridge, and slowly release down. Okay, here it comes. Let's place the feet on the push-through bar. Now, it will try to get away from you. Try to keep it in the center. Lift and lower. Squeeze the buns, rise up, and then lower. For added work, arms lift. Up the buns go, down they go. Try to keep the feet close to the hips. All they want to do is get away. They want to straighten. Do your best. Keep them connected and down. Now, give yourselves a little break here. We're going to move into some pulses. So we're pulling the feet in. Okay, so I'm showing there with my butt down. Now we're gonna do it in our bridge. So squeeze the hips, lift up to bridge. Keep your butt on. Pull, 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 pull. Lower it down. Yeah, so 5 there. We're gonna do 10 this time. You know what's coming. Bring it in, breath in, prepare. Exhale, we're gonna lift the hips up, find bridge, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, on fire, and down we go. All right, lengthen those legs out, sit all the way up, and you can either hold the crossbar or somewhere else on the bar. Try to sink those heels. I like to do a little run-like motion, one knee bending, the other straight, however you wish to do that stretch. But you earned it, so let's take that stretch. Okay, and then carefully we're going to get out of there, and we're moving to the other side of our Cadillac here. We're going to use the roll down bar. On the knees, please. We're going to face the roll down bar. Let's hold the outside of the clips. Nice straight arms, tall spine. We're going to inhale, push the bar, tap. Exhale, return. Inhale and exhale. I know reverse breath feels weird here, but you actually want to inhale as you pull down, and then exhale, release. I always pull with the pinky edge of my hand, feeling the work all the way up the triceps. Let's add chest expansion. Pull, side to side with the head, center, release the arms. Inhale, we press. Exhale, side to side. Sip of air in the middle. Exhale, release. Press it down. Turn side, face the middle. Release. Again, press it down, side to side, facing middle, and release. All right, good. Now let's go to the side here. We'll do a lateral press. We're gonna just pull down. Now, we do wanna keep the shoulder back and down, so we're just getting that lateral work there in the lats. So pressing with the pinky edge of the hand as you push down. Let's do that on the other side as well. So nice and tall, we're gonna pull down and release. So you'll feel that on the lats, right there under the armpits, pressing down. This is a great awareness exercise for the shoulders. I do this with a lot of my clients, making sure that they're using the right muscles here. All right, now we're gonna do a little bit of roll down work here to just keep the mobility of the spine. Okay, curl under, down you go, and extend on the lift. Exhale, we melt and roll, softening the elbows, arch and return upright. Scoop and roll it back. Softening the elbows, extend to the top. Let's reverse it, floating back, the shoulders make contact with the mat. We melt, we roll and return upright. Float up and back, breath in all the way. And then you melt down and roll forward and up. Again, floating back, arching all the way, breath in. And then exhale, we roll our way to the top. All right, from here, we're gonna move into our side bends. Top foot against the back side of the frame, bottom forward. And we're gonna do lateral flexion here. Let the bottom arm just slide along the mat. I get a little sweaty in my palm sometimes, so I flip the palm up so that the back of my hand slides a little easier. You can also grab a little towel and slide easier that way. Holding it, we're gonna do some pulls here, aiming the elbow toward the top side waist. Exhale, pull. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull. So we've got some obliques, and now we're getting a little bit of biceps and some more lats here. All of this is postural. All right, bottom hand supports the head. Strong feet, float up. And from here, we're just doing little baby pulses up towards the tower. 5, 6, 7. We're gonna hang out, twist, and twist. So don't let the pants move, just rotate from the ribs up. 5, 6, 7. We're gonna hold it on 8 here, and then crunches while rotated up to that bar. And 4 more, 4, 3, 2, and then take it all the way down. All right, so you've earned yourselves a little stretch there. Just let the top leg come forward, subtle spine twist. And then we've got that on the other side, of course. So flip down on the other side. Remember, top foot against the back, bottom foot against the front, entirely stacked on your side. And then we're beginning with that lateral flexion. You want the legs to both stay pretty stable and still. You can move the foot a little bit to just get some mobility in the pelvis, but really focusing on just the lateral flexors there in the trunk. Side flexion. Then we're gonna come up and we're gonna stay up, and then I want you to bend the top elbow. So we're gonna pull and reach. We're aiming the elbow back behind the waist. 4 and 3, 2, and again 1, and then down we go. So the bottom arm, you can keep it behind the head there, or your arm can be long. So I'm showing both ways here. I don't know which one's harder. They're both challenging. You decide. Let me know which one you think is more challenging. 2 more. 7, and hold on 8. Now hand goes behind the head. We're gonna hover and then start turning towards the bar and center. Twist. The challenge is in leaving the legs motionless. Let's keep them like a statue. Just turn the upper body. We're gonna hold the rotation and crunches up and up and up. There we go. Let's get to 8, 7, and 8, and down we go. All right, take that little stretch if you want it. Okay, and then we're gonna sit up. Let's change it up with some arm springs. We're going to start with our legs just sort of straddling the mat there for some seated rows. We're going to alternate between low row and high row. So with a neutral grip, pull, lengthen palms down, pull, lengthen palms in, row, reach palms down. So you're just alternating low row and high row here, low row and high row. Let's keep a nice aligned posture. Relax through the neck and shoulders. Pull low, pull high and wide. Pull low, high and wide. Really getting the upper back postural muscles going here. And pull. Now, let's start to rotate one at a time. Pull and twist. As I'm pulling, I'm angling my elbow low by my waist to feel the low part of the lat as it meets and holds the waist. Exhale, twist and pull. Twist and pull. Twist and twist. Meanwhile, nice upright posture. Rotate. Now, legs together. Tuck the hips under. We're going to row back and we're going to add those rows here. So lengthen and pull. They can be a little higher than your shoulders. We get a little bit of a different part of the shoulder here. Exhale, lengthen, pull, reach, pull. And we do little baby crunches here just on that lower back. Scooping under. Always thinking about how to mobilize and strengthen the lower back. Always, always with our Pilates repertoire. So anytime I can get it in, I do. Let's go right into bent knees and slide, slide, slide. So we're holding that lumbar curve and we're just sliding one leg in and out for some additional low abdominal work. Both legs long. Go ahead and sit yourselves up. One hand now. This will make it interesting. Back we go. Legs stay together. And we're going to scoop under and lift. Challenging more than it looks. You've obviously only got resistance on one side, so the challenge really becomes in staying centered. Not only do the legs stay centered, but does your trunk roll backward and forward level. Concentrate on the pubic bone tilting up as you roll back here. And then we'll switch and do the other side, of course. So legs together then. And we have our arm down. Lower back rolls backwards. Scoop and return. Scoop. Maybe you can get back deep enough to touch the lower back to the mat. Maybe not, but either way, you really want to just concentrate on the flexion. It's always about the lower back mobility here that makes us feel strong and reduces any kind of back pain. All right, both handles now and bicep curls. We've got the scoop of the tummy, pointy at the toes, long legs, and bicep curl. Bringing our hands towards our ears. So we want to have our elbows level with the shoulders. Lift and lift. A little bit of shoulder burn here. This reminds me of my old bar classes. 4. And lengthen and pull. So now we turn it into clutch biceps. Pull to the chest and out. Pull it right into the center there. And then let's come all the way back up. Just reach forward. And we're all the way up. Okay. So we are going to change things a bit. We are now going to be using our leg springs rather than the arm springs. So go ahead and make that adjustment. And once your feet, your leg straps are ready, we're going to go ahead and put our feet in the straps. You're going to lie on your back, head toward the tower, an arm's distance away from the vertical frame, and then let's get our feet in the loops. You can keep your hands on the vertical frame, and if you do, they should be higher than your head. From here, the legs can lower and lift together. So Though you could have a neutral position of the spine, I always concentrate on a slight imprint just to keep the low abdominals active. Do some in parallel, do a few in a lateral rotation here. Let's get all those different hammies working. Bend and stretch. Bend in, breathe in, push out, and breathe out. The upper body is relaxed. No frowny face, no wrinkles. Let's take it into stag. Side and center. One knee bends, one stretches to the side. A little funny to do it with the independent springs. This is just more neuromuscular connection here. One in and go. To the side, press together. Side and center. And then let's get some small circles. 5, 6, 7, and 8, reverse. Good. And then you're going to get ready for a little prep. Keep the feet still, tuck the hips, and float. It's like you're pressing onto a step. You're pressing into those feet, lifting the hips, and then down we go. Lift. I'm just placing my hands on the inside of the bar for a little less assistance with my hands here. Scoop and lift. Scoop and lift. So now we're going to just try to hold it. Stay where you are and then take it all the way down. All right, you've earned a little stretch. That Magician. It's one of the advanced moves in the series, so you've earned a stretch. Go ahead and press out. Let's go into short spine. So we're going to send the legs all the way up, softening the knees down, then roll down, push the legs out. Float up, use those upper abs, soft, and then roll. I always challenge my students, try not to make a lot of noise here. You want to be under control. Don't swing into those springs. Float and bend, and then release it all the way out. Let's go into swimming over unders. So you're just going up, down, up, down, up, down. So we're just going in parallel and then over under. So we just do a lateral rotation and then just slice over under, over under. Do, 8, 10, 12, and then back to swimming. Swimming, 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 swimming. And then you can do some over unders again. Small and tight is always the way to go here, keeping those inner thighs on fire. And then let's do it again. Reverse, tuck, roll upper back. Legs shoot up straight, and then catch resistance on the spring. Slowly we melt down. Bend the knees, roll up to the upper back, and then the legs shoot up. Catch resistance right away. Feel your glutes, your low abs, guiding down carefully. Bend it, curl it up, push the legs up, pressing out, and take it down slow. One more, up we go. Kick those legs up and out, squeeze in through the booty, and take it all the way down. All right, very, very, very nice. A little happy baby is what you deserve here. I like to just do a little bit of free-form stretching whenever I've done a lot of tower work, especially feet in straps, because there's so much inner thigh burn. So kind of stretch there, roll around as you need to. And then when you're ready, we're going to slip the feet out of those straps, lengthen the legs out long. Hug one knee into the shoulder and stretch. Breathe. If you want to take the leg across the body, do so. Maybe you want to extend that leg and pull a little more torque onto the back. Spine twist. Other side, of course, hugging the knee to the shoulders. Leg is long on the mat. And then as you're ready, you can take it across the body here. I like to just support the top leg as I extend it out long. Feels so good. Find your way back to the center, and I always like to throw in a little bit of rolling around here. So a little side to side rocking. Again, we're in flexion, and let's get some forward back rolls here, like rolling like a ball prep. just rolling over, noticing how fluid that is. And then just stretch forward to finish things up. And you have made it. That concludes our workout for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had a great workout today. I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. Have yourself an amazing day, and I'll see you next time.